All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at J.C. Lewis Ford in Statesboro, Georgia. Yeah, you're going to get some light halo. It was 98 degrees today, and it is still pretty humid out here. But what we're going to talk about, payment packing. What is payment packing? Now, payment packing is a dealership tactic that was very popular for a long time, kind of phased out. We're starting to see more and more of it now, but a lot of it is illegal, but there's ways around it. And there's a lot of different variations of this, so it's kind of, more importantly than what it is, I'm going to teach you how to avoid it, okay? Any of the games that they're going to play. But so payment packing's been around forever. It is when, for example, you were to buy, let's say you were going to buy this truck right here, and let's just use an example and say this was a $70,000 truck and you were going to buy this truck for 70 grand, but the dealership wants to get more money out of it for you, so they're going to tell you, well, it's $70,000 and you're probably going to be able to get, sorry, that radio's pretty loud over there. I want to come over, we're going to walk down this way a little bit. Let's go over here and do one of these here. Find one, hold on. All right, so let's just say this was a stock F-150. We'll use this as an example. Stock F-150 was going to cost you $60,000. Dealership goes in and they come back and they say, well, we haven't run your credit yet, but we can do this anyway because we're figuring that you're going to come in at probably about 7% is what we're guessing at, and here's about what your payment's going to be at. How does this work out? How does this look on paper for you? And it comes back with, say, $1,100 payment. You're like, you know what? I can make that work. I can do that. You're like, okay, great. Now they're going to go back and they're going to run this stuff and they're going to come back and they're going to say, hey, we got you a better rate. And it's going to be whatever we said. What did we say? I don't remember what I said rate-wise. But let's say they come in a couple points lower. They're like, we got you a better rate on there. So we were able to get it for you for $1,050. Okay, you're like, oh, great, save me 50 bucks, fantastic, you're excited. But what they did actually is they got it for a lower, much lower rate. They told you, let's just say whatever, let's say it was 10 or 8%, let's say it was 8%, comes back, says, we can get it to you for 6%. You're like, great, excellent. And it says, but when it saves you 50 bucks a month, you're like, even better, let's do it. But then what the dealership does behind the scenes is they actually got you a lower buy rate, which is even lower. Say they got you a buy rate of 4, or let's say they got you a buy rate of 4, they kicked it up to 6, made 2% on it, but then on top of that, they threw in things that you were not aware of and buried them in there and just didn't tell you they were putting them in there, packing that payment with other stuff because they know you were okay with $1,100. So with the rate percentage drop and all the stuff that happened there, let's say it was really going to come in at, say, $800. But rather that he already knows you're willing to spend $1,100. So instead what he does is he pads the payment with extra things. Maybe it's the nitrogen-filled tires. Maybe it's a ceramic coating on it that he's not telling you about. He's like, well, we do that for all of our trucks. It's for free for you, he tells you. But no, it's not for free. It's included in the price. These are things that they do. It's illegal for them to add on some of these things and these services without you knowing about it, yet they do. And then you're none the wiser because you feel like, hey, I was originally told $1,100. He came back, told me $1,050. It's even better. Okay, there's a lot of different ways they do it, but this is payment packing. This is how they stack this stuff in there. Another way they do it is like what you see here with these kind of things, with these specialty items, like on this F-150, well, you take a standard F-150 and it's got a price of $70,000. But this one is $100,000 for a 2004 F-150. Jeez, oh man. So they're charging you $20,000 for this Black Widow package that is on here. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad package. It's a good looking package, but they're charging you $20,000 extra for that. They're making a killing on this truck. Okay, they are robbing you left, right, and crazy on this truck for that. But, you're going to do it. Now, the other advantage to them, if you do this, is that they can get this, they can spread your terms higher. So it's not based on the $70,000 F-150. So when you go to finance your loan, the bank, when they tell the bank it's $70,000 bucks, you're going to pay $70,000 bucks. They're like, okay, we'll let him finance up to this amount because that's what they want to hit. They're like, well, we're going to do it for 10% rate. If you get buy rate or whatever, we'll let him go up to, say, $85,000 total vehicle price with financing and everything. They're great. Okay. But what if the dealer wants to get more out of that vehicle from you? Then they build them up like this, and now they tell the bank, well, we're selling it for $100,000, but we actually got $125,000 total in our labor, our cost, our materials, our everything that's in it. So it's a $120,000 vehicle. And the bank says, oh, okay, all right, well, we'll let him go up to then we'll let him go up to $135,000 on it. So now that dealership has more room to hit you with a buy rate, a sell rate. They got more room to say, well, oh yeah, no, we charged you for or they don't tell you, but they charge you for that warranty. They charge you for I'll bet it's got a 3-year 36 warranty on this lift setup. Let's see, does it say it on here? 3-year 36 warranty, okay, included in that package. But a lot of times, again, being illegal, not this dealership, I'm just saying one of the tactics would have been, oh, no, it was an extra $1,800 for that 3-year 36 warranty on all of the lifted components that are on here. We automatically tack that right on. It's on your bill already. Payment padding, okay? So there's a lot of these hidden tactics. Again, it was not something, it's illegal. And they have to disclose this stuff, and many of them don't, but it is coming back. Dealers are playing these shady games more and more. We hear about them. So there are ways, regardless of what it is they're accomplishing and what they're doing or how they're attempting to do this, things like, again, simple things like, it can even be like they put a bed liner in it, spray-in bed liner. Put a spray-in bed liner in it, and the dealership does it instead, and they put on, or they tell the, a bed liner costs what, $700 to do a spray-in bed liner, $600, $700, but they tell you that it cost $1,400. Window tinting, it costs a dealership what, $100 to have the windows tinted with their contracts they got with window shops, but they tell you that it's $700. Okay, this is this is package padding, and they take advantage of this kind of stuff on there for you. So it can be hard items, can be soft stuff such as fake things like warranties and add-ons and gap insurance. Gap insurance was one of the biggest ones there was for a long time, and they didn't tell you. Now most of them will disclose, and it's the F&I guy that says, do you want gap insurance? But there was many years where gap insurance was automatically added in to pad the payment. You didn't even know it was there. So many people in history before these laws really kicked in hard on them and these dealers were getting in trouble, would do gap insurance automatically unless you knew better and told them to take it off. These are part of padding payments, okay? And it's a super old tactic that, like I said, is making a comeback. How do you beat it? How do you even avoid it or know that you have no issues with it whatsoever, or you don't have to deal with it in any way? The number one way to do this is to use a car payment calculator, okay? Carpaymentcalculator.net or whatever it is, okay? You don't have to use one through like Car Gurus. Don't go to one where you got to give them your email and stuff. Just type in car payment calculator, and there's one that pops up that's really good. You see me use it in all my videos, and I'll try and even put it in here. I'll show it for you in here if I remember. Remember, I put out 21 videos a week for this channel and 10 for my other two channels a week, okay? That's 31 videos a week. I may forget this. If I do, remind me, and I will link it in the description for you if I forget. But that car payment calculator will allow you to look up the vehicle, see the vehicle or the price range you're after. Here's another 100 grand, I'll bet. And this is funny. This is funny. Let's just put this into perspective here. I don't want to get off topic, and I might actually make another video about this. I'm going to save it for that. You'll have to watch another video. But let's say that you're looking at a $100,000 truck, and that's what you're expecting to buy. By using Payment Calculator, you can look at it and say, well, I'm $100,000. I live in Georgia. My sales tax rate is 7%. Okay. I'm putting down $10,000. And I'm going to get a rate of 6.9%, and I'm going to finance it for 72 months. And then you can hit this, enter this information, hit go, and it tells you to the exact penny. Your payment will be $1,857.44. This much is in interest. This much is your principal. This much, it gives you everything. You know it automatically. So when you come in, and it even gives you places to put in your fees. So you can enter in, if this dealership charges a $1,000 doc fee, you can enter that right in your auto payment calculator. And you know exactly where you're going to be at before you step in here. Let's say you're coming in for this truck and you're at $18,000 or $1,800 a month as your payment. And you get here and he tells you it's $2,200 a month. You have a red flag. Boom, just blew up. No, it's not. I have the truck. I have your little stupid 4-square sheet that you're showing me this. I know what my rate is. I'm pre-approved. I already know where I'm at. Somewhere we got a major $400 a month disconnect in here someplace, and we better start talking and figuring that out right now instantly. This is how you beat padding stuff, because then they have to disclose how they're getting these numbers and how they're getting to it. It is also the reason we shop by out-the-door price and we do not care about monthly payments. Yet the world is still fixated on monthly payments. Well, truck's amazing. How much would that cost me a month? What the hell kind of question is that? That's the dumbest question in the world. It's $100 grand. How about knowing that it's $100 grand and then do the math yourself and figure out the reality? Don't ask them. If you ask them, it's more. How many times have we heard a dealership, any dealerships, well, you know, when you go in there and they say, hey, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
Doing good, thanks. And you go into a dealership and these guys come back and or the first thing they ask you, oh, what kind of payment are you looking for? When they say, what kind of payment are you looking for? That's, you know, or that kind of thing. Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good. Rocking the wicked scooters. Look at them cruising. Or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. You'll come in and they'll say, what kind of payment are you looking for? What kind of payment are you wanting to be at? They're not asking you, what truck are you interested in? They're not asking you any more questions, not what trim level you want, how much. They want to know, what is the payment you are looking for? Why? Because if they know the payment amount, they know that they can work the numbers to pad it to get you the truck that you're after in as close to that payment as you think. Now, us as consumers, we think that means that, oh, he's gonna do everything he can to get a higher trim truck to my payment. No. He's gonna try and get you in the lowest trim truck he can and pad the payment as much as he possibly can in the F&I office today, plus all the extra stuff to get you the lowest truck on your list at the highest payment he can, and he knows you can afford that payment and you're willing to spend it. That's the difference. Okay, so understand the reality of that and let it sink in for you. Any questions, comments, anything you got, put them down below. Thanks for watching.